I'm going to show you today exactly how to achieve the DIY pottery barn finish yourself in real time. So as you can see, I'm redoing this entire bed frame, which has been a huge project because to achieve this faux wood finish, you have to do different directions to stay in line with the directions of what the wood grain would be. So it's a lot of doing the paint technique in one direction, allowing it to dry, which takes 2 to 3 days because it's an oil-based stain we're putting over top, and then taping it off to run the faux wood grain in the next direction. So I'm finally on the footboard of the bed on the back side, and after this I just have the feet and I am done. So I'm just going to show you how to do this. So I've taped everything off. I have to do this massive section. So I'm using Varathane's gel stain. This color is dark walnut, and you can see the finish that we're getting here. It's a bit of a darker color. You could choose a lighter color if you want, or even a gray undertone. It's totally up to you. Again, I've already prepped everything. So it's been sanded, it's been primed, it has a coat of paint on top, and it's just a lighter white color. You could do test it with different colors underneath just to achieve what you're looking for as a final finish. So I've got my brushes, my brooms. That's kind of how you achieve the look. I keep them in the fridge between allowing dry time so that they don't dry out. And I'm just applying the gel stain with a dollar store synthetic brush. And for this one, we're gonna start along the top here. So first, we're gonna get the whole surface completely covered. Now, we don't wanna put on too much, but we just wanna ensure that every space is covered. And we want to paint on the gel stain in the direction that we're going to be brushing it. And we're going to do this in sections because we only have about 5 minutes to really work with the color to make it look the way we want it to look. So sometimes if you do too big of a section, it just won't, it'll dry fast and you won't have enough time to work with it. So again, I'm just trying to apply it as evenly as possible. Pretty much this whole bottom side won't be seen anyways because it's going to be under the mattress. So I'm not going to be super crazy about how perfect it looks, which is kind of hard for me to do because I am such a perfectionist. But honestly, this technique, you do not want to be a perfectionist, or try not to be, because it is meant to have its own uniqueness to it. Okay, now that everything's covered, I'm going to use our bigger broom head. Again, I just got this at the dollar store. I also have just a piece of paper towel just in case, not just in case, because you do want to wipe off some of the excess. So starting at one end, we're just going to start to work the color in by running our broom all the way along. And then we'll run it back again. And there's no right or wrong way to do this. You know, you'll see there's different color variations, just how the wood was sanded underneath. Again, because I won't be using this, you won't even be seeing this bottom board, I'm not too concerned about these imperfections. Obviously, if it was on a spot we would see, I'd be a little more concerned. But pretty much you can see this is all we do. And then once I get kind of a look that I like, which we're pretty close, I'm going to use this small little brush right here. This I found at the dollar store. It's just like a little cleaning brush. And so this, I just do like the edges and all the smaller areas. And I know you can't see right now, but I'm just pulling the edges so that it looks the same. It looks like the wood grain's equal, right? And then you can use this little brush throughout, just if there's certain areas you want to touch up or make look a certain way. Again, like I said, we're not even going to see this part. It's just to really complete it. So I'm not going to worry about that. Okay, so now I'm going to work in sections. I'm going to start with this panel and then work my way over. So this I'm going to speed up just so you can see. I'm going to give you an up-close view of what this really looks like. So again, because this is such a big space, I'm just going to start it with my big brush. Just goes faster, and you can see how this brush is creating a faux wood grain look. So you can tell if you had a different color underneath, it would look different. You could achieve a different color. If you used a different stain color, you could achieve a different color. I find the Varathane gel stain works the best for this technique. That's just my opinion. I found some of the other stains just tend to not hold the texture as well. So this is definitely the one I recommend. But again, you only have a limited amount of selection at this point for gel stain. And why the gel stain works is it's such a thick stain. Like if you look, it's really thick. Okay, and then again, I'm just gonna use this small brush. You can kind of see how I'm just pulling it out to make it look like it's one solid piece of wood. And again, this is tedious. You know, you really have to let go of your perfectionism and just tediously take your time and do this. So you don't want to be in any rush. You don't want to have your kids home in the background in case you have to help them with something, because you only have a limited amount of time to really do this. Sometimes when the edges are a little too thick, I'll run my brush down this way just to get off, and then wipe it on my Kleenex just to get off some of the excess gel stain. So I'm focusing on the edges. This I'm trying to run straight. I'm not trying to follow the direction of the curve, but I will when I do the bottom piece. But for this part, I'm just gonna keep it as straight as I can. And then just to hide some of those whisk marks, again, we just wanna go over it, just back and forth. I like my little brush here a lot, just because we can really pull the gel through so you don't see any breaks in it. Okay, and once you get it exactly how you want it, you can move on to the next section. So I will do this entire panel and show you sped up so you can see the final results. You make sure you take this tape off pretty quickly. You don't need it to dry. You can take the tape off so that nothing sticks to it, and then you can always touch up areas that might be missing underneath. And then once everything is done. You can see there's going to be a couple little spots that might need touch up, whether it's too thick or you can see the paint. So you can do this while your one coat is still wet, just with a really small, fine detail brush. Or you could even wait till everything's dry and do it all at the end, and just use your brush to touch it up. Here's what it looks like with the tape off. Be sure to subscribe so that you don't miss any more DIY furniture tips, tricks, and tutorials.